más como cosplayer, si te gusta más llevar los disfraces, o si eres más cosmaker, si te gusta más hacerlos.
That's a very difficult question because there are a lot of things I really like to do. For example, I love doing stuff like this, the arm. And later, when you have it in your own hand, you feel proud. But there's a lot of things which I hate to do, like filling and sanding. When you have to paint something, you have to fill and sand it for ages. I hate that. But yeah, I think when I wear a costume, there are less things which I don't like. So I would prefer being a cosplayer. Yeah, that's the better thing for me, wearing the costume, but it's almost the same. I love both, and there are good and bad things about it, but I think being a cosplayer, wearing the costume, will win.
¿Y tú, Mai?
I think it's different for me. Well, it's kind of the same in my heart because I would prefer to be only a cosplayer and not have all the work to do, even though I enjoy it. But in the moment, like, it's super different because I don't wear any cosplays anymore because I'm traveling with Ben all the time and I don't have time to do cosplays for myself. So I'm basically, at the moment, I'm just a cosmaker because I make a lot of stuff for him and with him, and I don't wear it anymore. So yeah, it kind of shifted. So I was a cosplayer and I am a cosplayer by heart. I really want to be again, you know, I really want to get into costume and into cosplay and walk on events and be in character, but at the moment I'm just a cosmaker. I'm just working for him all the time.
Dado que el cosplay es vuestro trabajo, ¿cómo lleváis esa transición o el haber convertido algo que es vuestro hobby en una profesión, en algo con lo que os ganáis la vida?
Well, we're handling it the way that we don't have any hobbies anymore. We just work all the time. That's how we make the transition, actually.
Yeah, and sometimes the work is fun, so
yeah,
there's a good thing about it.
Well, we started as a hobby, of course. When we met, we were both hobby cosplayers, and then we fell in love and all that jazz. And then we wanted to go to a convention together as a couple, as a cosplay couple. So we made costumes for ourselves. I was Shakti and you were Starkiller from Force Unleashed from Star Wars. And we went to Gamescom. That was our first convention as a cosplay couple. And there was Electronic Arts and they were promoting their new game. It was a Star Wars game. And they wanted us to come, they saw our costumes and they wanted us to come on stage to do something for them, like a mini show or something. So that's what we did. And after the show, they contacted us and wanted us to do a bigger show in Finland. And that was our first job as a cosplay, as a professional cosplayer, but we weren't professional at that time. And so we had a tour. So we went to Finland.
Just Finland,
yes.
yeah.
We went to Finland and we made a Star Wars show on stage with lightsabers and stuff. And after that, Electronic Arts contacted us again to do a Mass Effect costume. So that was our first big cosplay job. So we built the Master Shepard, the Commander Shepard suit. So that was our first costume job. And Tali Zora. So that was the first two costumes we did for a bigger company. And that way we realized that you can actually work in this field and there is work to do and people want this kind of people to work for them. And so that's how we founded our company and we got bigger and bigger and more professional. And so nowadays that's what we do basically. That's what we do every day. So we have a company and it's called DEFCON Unlimited and we do costume promotion especially for video games. So we do that all the time.
Sometimes we wear it by ourselves, sometimes they want us to be the character, and sometimes it's just building a costume and give it away.
Yeah, or a photo spot or a replica or something.
Yeah. It's not only about costumes. We built, for example, a huge, as she said, photo spots.
Yeah.
Or
a motorbike.
Yeah, or a remote-controlled robot last year. Several things, but it's always games related. So every time a company wants to have a cool thing for a gaming convention or stuff like that, they ask us.
¿Cómo lleváis el ser jueces de los jurados de cosplay? ¿Qué posición tomáis? ¿Cómo soléis valorar las cosas? ¿Qué es vuestra opinión sobre los concursos en general?
Okay. Yeah, basically, I like being a judge in a costume contest. What counts for me the most is how the costume looks like, not how is it made. I mean, there's always some interesting stuff to tell about a costume, but what counts for me the most is how it looks like. So it doesn't depend which material it is. It has to look good on stage, and we and you as well. We are always looking for. We were taking a closer look to the weathering. Weathering is
Painting,
you can
painting.
Yeah, it's not the painting. Painting is painting. Weathering is to make the costume look realistic and used and dirty, bloody. When it's such kind of
It's
costume.
supposed to be.
Yeah, and yeah, that is what counts the most for me as a judge. But I like it. But the interesting thing about Spain, for example, or Sicily as well, is that the costume contests here are very, very long. We are not used to
Right.
several hours of costume contest.
Nothing tops Sicily. It was 8 hours costume contest.
Yeah.
8 hours.
8 horas. ¿Es que en Alemania los concursos son más cortos? ¿Están organizados de otra manera?
Shorter and organized super differently. It's you can't compare it actually. It's he said it on stage. A cosplay in Germany is basically all about competition. So it's not, well, at some convention it's still about the fun, but basically it's all about competition. Who is the best? And the cosplay level in Germany is really high. So people make high quality costumes that even people who do it as a professional job like we do get a run for their money, because you think like, wow, these guys are so good and it's just their hobby, you know. And so that causes an absolutely different atmosphere in the cosplay community, because people are thinking a lot about competing. The prizes you have at cosplay competitions, they can be like huge prizes, like worth about 3,000 to 4,000 euros. So it's like really big. And so they are organized really differently. You have rules, a lot of rules, and they are super strict. And you have prejudgings, which take so long because people are so picky about the costumes. And when you go on stage, mostly everything's really well organized. So you have only 30 seconds on stage and then you have to leave. And if you don't leave, you get kicked off stage, you know? So it's like a really tough competition. Down here, it's more for the audience and for the cosplayers, and it's more fun. And it actually, yesterday I watched the cosplay contest and I had the time of my life because it was so much fun to watch it. I laughed so much that I had tears in my eyes, and it is so much, it makes you happy, you know. It makes cosplay and this convention a happy place. And in Germany, I don't know, the community loses it. You know, it's more all about competition.
A lot of people build their costumes only to
compete.
Win. Yeah, to compete and to win. They're thinking about what kind of costume can I build to win, and not what kind of costume can I build to make me feel good.
Yeah, that's right.
Which character I like the most. They want to win, so they build a huge costume with a lot of light and some moving parts just to win and not for the fun. So,
well, of course, there are some people who still have fun in Germany. You know, we're not
the minority
grumpy.
of it, yeah.
But yeah, if that's what you ask for. If the contest is differently, it's super different. It's like day and night. Yes.
But we prefer this one.
Yeah, because it's so much more. Yeah, it's funnier.
For example, I never competed. I've been to some costume contest as a contestant at a very small convention, and that was just for fun. I didn't care about the prize. I always did a little funny show. I wanted the audience to have a laugh, and that's it. But since almost 8 years, since my costumes got better, I never competed because I don't want to compete.
Yeah, I want to be part of this.
Yeah, because I don't like it in Germany, so that's why I never do this again.
Ambos habéis estado en fan films, si no me equivoco. ¿Cuál ha sido vuestra experiencia en esos rodajes?
Oh, that's a big question because there's a lot of experiences. Yeah. Yeah, okay. For me, it's not so different to TV or movie shooting because it's pretty similar, and the people who did that were professionals. But the main difference about a fan film and commercial shooting is that everybody on set loves doing it because they want to do a cool thing. They want to make a cool fan film, and everybody worked there for free. So everybody wants to be there, and everyone wants to be part of a cool movie. That's the main difference about those two. Yeah, but for me, it's of course that's what I always do in front of the camera. Is just being the badass guy and fighting and killing others. What the good thing about it is when you fight to somebody you never fought before, you learn some movements which you have never done before. So especially in the Darth Maul fan film, I fought with the best stuntman from Germany, and then you have to think twice about your own movements because they move differently, and then you have to maybe switch your hand, hold the sword different, and then you learn some new moves. That's what I can say about the fan film stuff, and I'm very proud of it, especially the Darth Maul thing because it took us 2 years to get it done, and yeah, it's a huge thing, big experience, and we're really proud of it. But with the Witcher fan film as well, but it took us only 3 days. Mm-hmm. But for this, the result is really, really good, and I like it. People like it, and I liked it. What about you?
I want to think about it. Well, I was only in the Darth Maul Apprentice fan film. On the Witcher fan film, I just did his makeup. But filming the Witcher fan film, I enjoyed it so much more than the Darth Maul fan film. Sorry, Sean, the director.
That's less work.
Yeah, it was. No, that's not the problem. Well, that's not the issue. When we shot the Witcher fan film, there was one day where we went up to a ranch in the Malibu Hills. So we shot the whole movie in Los Angeles, and the crew, which was just 2 people, which was the director and the girl who produced and paid for the whole movie, and it was her idea. And she
some set runners.
Yes, of course, but this was the basic. That was a team. Yeah. And they invited us to Los Angeles, so they paid everything. They paid for, that's the important difference on the Witcher movie. They paid you even. It was their fan film, but they paid him to do it. So they brought us over. What do you want to say?
Sean, the director of the Darth Maul movie, is a friend. And when a friend asks, you say, okay, right. I mean, that's a difference.
Yeah, that's right. But they invited us to Los Angeles, and they paid for everything. So we had a really nice apartment in the middle of Los Angeles, and they paid for the flights, and they took really good care of us. So it was, for us, it was somehow a nice week in Los Angeles, which is our favorite city. So we can, we had a nice kind of holiday over there and some shooting days like in between, and so there was this one day where we shot in the Malibu Hills, and it was on a ranch, and it was on top, like on a hill in the middle of a few other hills, and you could see for kilometers. So, and we had this warm day, and it was sunny, and there were so many animals on this ranch, and everybody was like in the cowboy feeling, and so it was like the real Hollywood experience. And that was the coolest thing ever, because this was, no offense, but this was one of the most unprofessional productions we have ever been in. And it was the most professional day I have ever experienced. So it was one of the best days of my whole life. So, and you get a chance to experience this kind of days only with these kind of productions. So I was so happy at the end of this day, and I will never forget it. It was so cool.
¿Cuál es vuestra opinión de CometCon17?
I liked it a lot because it's pretty nice. Everybody's friendly and really caring about it. Mm-hmm. And as we said before, it's different to German cons, and I would love to come back because everybody's so friendly.
Yeah,
so
that's
different to all the Germans out there.
Yeah, everybody's in a good mood and everybody's having fun and we're well taken care of. We had a really good time. And the location is beautiful, the surrounding is beautiful, like the whole city and the landscape and all that. And yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, we are sad to go actually. So it was a really good time, so thank you for having us.